It was February 6, 2014, and 5 experienced cave divers were about to attempt something incredibly dangerous, diving through an underwater cave system in temperatures barely above freezing. The cave itself was deceptively beautiful, with crystal clear waters that turned pitch black the deeper you went. 2 of the divers, Joachim and Kai, were attempting to navigate the most challenging section, a passage that twisted downward for nearly 130 meters before rising again into a dry chamber. What made this particularly treacherous was the single guideline they had to follow in complete darkness. If they lost it, they'd have no way to find their way back. Everything seemed fine as they descended. The water was clear, their equipment was working perfectly, and both divers were confident. But at the deepest point of the dive, something went terribly wrong. Joachim's rebreather, the device that recycled his air, began malfunctioning. In these depths, with near-freezing water and complete darkness, equipment failure meant almost certain death. Kai watched helplessly as his friend began to panic. In cave diving, panic is often fatal. Joachim lost control and got tangled in the guideline, the very thing that was supposed to save him. His struggling stirred up silt from the bottom, reducing visibility to 0. Within minutes, both divers had exhausted their emergency air supply. Neither would make it back to the surface. The 3 divers waiting in the dry chamber had no idea what had happened until it was too late. When they tried to reach their friends, they found the passage completely silted out. The rescue operation that followed would claim another life. One of the rescuers also perished trying to reach the bodies, but failed. The next incident happened at Eagle's Nest Sink in 2016. This Florida cave system is known as the Mount Everest of cave diving, a place where even the slightest mistake can be fatal. On Christmas Day, 2 father-son diving teams decided to explore its depths. The cave starts innocently enough, a large water-filled opening that drops straight down like an underwater elevator shaft. But at 150 feet, it opens into a massive room that continues downward to depths over 300 feet. What makes Eagle's Nest particularly dangerous is how it disorients divers. The clear water and massive size of the cave make it easy to lose track of depth and time. The younger of the 2 fathers, Patrick, was relatively inexperienced in cave diving. His son had gotten him interested in the sport, and this was supposed to be their Christmas adventure together. They planned to stay within the first room, no deeper than 150 feet, but something drew them deeper. When they didn't surface at the planned time, the other father-son team went looking for them. What they found was haunting. 2 lights floating motionless in the darkness at 260 feet. Both Patrick and his son had gone far deeper than planned. Their bodies were found with working equipment and plenty of air remaining in their tanks. The cave's disorienting nature had caused them to lose track of their depth until it was too late. The nitrogen narcosis at that depth would have made them feel drunk, unable to make clear decisions. The most terrifying part, they likely realized their mistake. Evidence showed they tried to ascend, but in their confused state, they went even deeper into the cave instead of toward the exit. Their lights continued to shine in that dark abyss for days after they died, a grim reminder of how quickly things can go wrong underground. Today, both Plura Cave and Eagle's Nest remain open to qualified divers. They stand as silent testimonies to how the underground world, despite all our technology and experience, remains unforgiving of even the smallest mistakes.